Okay, so time for the intro. Give me a second to adjust
There's a
myself.
bit. Okay.
No, there's no bit. It's just I
Blister
just
me bagpipes.
blister me bagpipes. No, I just got off connecting 3 different trains to make it here in time, so I'm a little flustered. But anyways,
Just checking. Is this any better at all?
No.
no.
Okay, wonderful.
Sounds about the same.
Okay, wonderful.
Till next time, Megaman.
Sharkman logging out.
Good morning, evening, or whenever you're listening to us, and welcome back to the Program Advance podcast, the only Mega Man Battle Network podcast in existence in the history of YouTube.
Except no substitutions.
Except no substitutions. And by the way, I have fact-checked this exactly not at all, which makes me kind of like a subject matter expert. So, yeah.
Your sources that you made it the hell up.
Yeah, my sources, I made it the fuck up.
Just remember to spam allegedly. They can't get you if you're only doing something allegedly.
That's the legal
True.
loophole. You just got to say allegedly and you're in the clear.
That's what I do
In
with my
Minecraft.
counseling sessions.
Allegedly at Minecraft on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Cleared our bases.
They'll say I want to kill this person. I'm like, allegedly, right?
Thanks, Bio. Now we're not gonna get our 50 cents off YouTube revenue,
Yep.
jackass.
Yep.
Shit.
YouTube's already
No,
done
You guys are
this.
getting paid?
I'm YouTube friendly. They never demonetize me.
Hey now, it could have been $1. YouTube's fucking experimenting with trying to block ad blockers now.
Ooh, a whole ass dollar. Ooh. Ooh.
We can split that 5 ways.
I can't
20
wait
cents
for the
each.
fucking exodus from Google Chrome to
You guys keep my
Firefox
20
because
cents, I don't
Ewok
mind it.
Origin's the best ad blocker ever.
What I thought Opera was.
No.
I just use Brave browser, and I don't have any trouble with that. So
Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. When I upgraded my computer, I forgot to add ad block, and then I
Yeah.
just never added it.
Oh,
I'm
you
so sorry
poor-
that happened to you.
Poor child.
Yeah, I'm aware. I was there during Kingsglaive.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
I genuinely cannot imagine seeing an ad and not immediately going, oh, I forgot to install AdBlock. Let me go do that right the fuck now.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm Double. I'm your conductor. I'm joined by 4 of my very bestest friends in the world. Introducing them, of course, down the line. He's a Kingdom Hearts master, and his favorite character is Zigbar, Bioroxus.
I'm leaving. I hate
No,
this shit.
okay, well, that all right.
Wow.
Followed by you fool, you fell for it, Thundercross split attack, Yukki.
Get him! Get his ass!
Oh, so it's okay when I do it to him.
Cool.
But it's not
All
okay
right,
when I do
so
it to you.
this is my last day of the podcast. All right, cool.
Goodbye, Yukki. See you later.
I'm glad I made it to 2 episodes. I'm good.
Hey, now we can split it with 25 cents.
There we go. No. The world ends with you, or maybe with me. I don't know. I don't remember anything about that game except the music was really good. Hi, Jin.
Hello.
And finally, did all of the amazing art for our show and also gave us the best sound clip. Oh, I'm jacking in. It's
Oh
Shorah.
god, you just set off my fight or flight.
I just jacked out, don't worry.
See, I call that my fight or
Right.
fight because I do not flee. I'm not a coward.
This time, I'm jacking out.
Oh, wow. Damn. We just lost 3 hosts. I guess it's me and you, Jin.
Well,
50
we
cents
can
from
maybe make this in
YouTube,
Japanese.
He's
baby.
right, he doesn't fly.
All right. So, as we stated last episode, we're covering 5 episodes now. We're moving along at a good clip here. You already know who we are. If not, you can always go watch the first episode. It's a good episode to talk about 9/11 and suicide. In this episode, we're probably not going to do that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Probably.
Possibly.
Oh,
There's a chance.
I thought about doing a bit where I tried to sneak 9/11, like, into each episode that we do from here on out and just not say anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well that would work. It'd just be like, oh yeah, man, when Gutsman lost, it was like Dex's personal 9/11. It's unfortunate.
Anyways.
Moving on.
Moving on. All right, so we've got 5 episodes to talk about. We got 5 people to talk about them. Let's go. Who's taking episode 2?
Me. I'm taking episode 2.
Let's do it.
This one is wait, are you gonna talk about the cafe first, or do you know?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I jumped over that. Okay. I went to the Capcom Cafe. So there's a Capcom Cafe in Osaka and in Tokyo. I live near Osaka, so I went to the Osaka one. It shares a floor with the Pokemon Center. Pokemon Center commands about 80% of that floor. Capcom's like maybe 5%. It's kind of small. But anyways, went to the Capcom Cafe because they were doing a Mega Man Battle Network launch collaboration. The cool thing about the cafe, and if you go to my Twitter, I've got, you know, a thread of like images and video that I took. They had really good music. The Legacy Collection OST was playing over the loudspeakers. They had artwork from the original anime video games, and then they also had the Flash animation artwork that they did specifically for the cafe. And they served themed food and drinks. Now, at the time, because I ate there twice, at the time I was really excited and I really enjoyed the curry that I had there, right? Because I had this land curry set that, you know, they had like spicy curry and it had like Land's, you know, logo and everything. But then I went back there a second time to, you know, just to enjoy it. And I think the nostalgia was kind of pulled away from me because I got the exact same thing. And then my wife got the hamburger, the base hamburger. And I recognized that time that they were both like store-bought products, you know, like you could go to the grocery store and get a hamburger in a bag, and like the curry was, you know, the $1 curry you can buy at the grocery store.
Aw. That's a shame.
It is. So I felt bad because that curry plate, you know, the $1 curry that you can get cost Sen Hapyaku-en, which is 1,800 yen, which is the equivalent of like $13, $14. So I paid a huge markup just to enjoy land curry.
But on the plus side, the Legacy Collection has sold over 1 million copies, and if we don't get Battle Network 7, we riot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we marched Capcom and we riot. They had some.
Can you imagine if they look at this and they're like, I just don't think they're interested.
Well, if they did that with Mega Man like 11, went, oh shit, people want Mega Man, maybe we should do that. Now with this happening the exact same way for Battle Network, if they don't make another Battle Network game, I might have to take a trip to Japan.
I think they're going to want to be
Allegedly.
really careful with that, though.
Allegedly.
Because Battle Network Star Force was sort of the IP that, one, sold, I think, the best of anything. I think Battle Network 4 sold worse than like Classic 2 slightly. And it's like the highest, or was before, like Devil May Cry 5, Monster Hunter World, the best-selling Capcom game of all time. But Star Force 3 sold like nothing, even though it was the best. So people really got worn out on Mega Man. They've been sort of spoon-feeding us, or they've been very careful about our portion sizes for the Blue Bomber.
They've been edging us.
So I just need
Which
to.
I'm fine
learn
with,
about that
because I'll
word.
take what we're dealing with now. Just like, oh hey, here's a collection.
Sure.
I'll take that over. Here's 50 games in a year, and all of them are getting bad reviews because people are getting tired of like Mega Man in general.
I feel.
I'll take what we're getting.
Yeah, I feel that there's a better balance though between here's a collection, and 50 games a year. Maybe just release one new Mega Man game. You know, like maybe once every couple years. Just here you go.
Maybe slightly
One
more
big
frequency
project
than
and then like a
Gigabyte's
small
project.
project on the side.
Yeah, maybe release Mega Man Legends 3. Maybe do that. You know.
Is that
Maybe give us like one nice, well-polished game that's not 700 hours of backtracking.
Volnut stays on the moon, and you're gonna like it.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Also,
Hey,
Having
we get another
finally
fucking
played,
Mega Man
having
Legends game at
finally
all.
played Legends, that game ending with him like, yeah, I'm sure we'll get out of here fine and everything's gonna go okay.
Yeah.
Everything's on fire down
20
because they don't know how to
years
make
later.
a rocket.
I mean, to be fair,
I like the first one.
I wouldn't expect Mega Man to make a rocket either, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so the cafe was nice. I did get a Kotobukiya Mega Man. I built it on stream.
You did?
I did.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, well, I know who my true friends are. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you.
I stream.
Watch the VOD bio.
I am fully aware that I stream at a very strange hour for Americans
I
because
caught one of your Kingdom Hearts 3 streams.
you
That was
did.
fun.
I'm gonna stream that again tomorrow, by the way. But yeah, I stream at like what is it, like 9 a.m. your time?
I don't know. It was when I was at work.
Yeah, exactly. So if y'all listen to me and you want more of me, come by my stream, or if you can. But yeah. Anyways, episode
right?
2 is Subway Scramble. Bio, take it away.
Yeah, so this one's kind of weird actually, because it's like they're still trying to introduce the characters and also like kind of build out the world a little bit. But it starts out with Dex getting his ass handed to him by a robot cat. So that was cool. Sorry, not a
robotic
robot
rat
cat, a
trapper.
vampire cat.
He screams vampire cat in the dub at the top of his lungs.
Oh,
It's hilarious.
yeah, this is the episode that I took all the screenshots with the good faces.
That cat actually reminded me a lot of like the early 2000s like robot dog toys. Like I don't know if you guys remember Techno or Ruchi or anything like that.
Oh,
Mhm.
the ones with like
yeah.
the solid black face, and then it has like the little like circle like rainbow lights.
Mm-hmm.
I think that came out a little bit afterwards. They didn't have like the LED faces figured out
Okay.
just yet, but it was like
that's
just
what I
a
was thinking of.
blocky plastic gigantic head on a tiny body. It's sort of themed off of I forget the
like
tricks it does. It. Go ahead.
like the Sony Aibo dogs.
Yeah, something like that.
Like the ones you plug music into and they like flip and
But even earlier than those, like there's a long storied history of robot dogs that we could probably have an entirely different podcast about. But
whatever happened
Early-
to those. That's so sad.
the iPod.
Oh fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Like unironically, yes, the iPod killed a lot of digital toys.
Like
Oh,
just toys in
man.
general, like were killed by smartphones, and we could do another podcast about that. But let's not.
Let's just make a new podcast every time we come across
Dog
an interesting topic. Yeah, let's just do that.
Boy. Mine, you could press the little button on its face and it would like bend down and flip. It's cool. I'd do that. Like an
Yeah.
actual flip. It was so cool.
And now we've
I
got
remember,
Boston
yeah.
Dynamic dogs that can do flips.
Bro, there's one that's Spider-Man. Okay, sorry, I gotta turn it. Okay, sorry. So yeah, Cat doesn't love him. So he ends up in the hospital because it won't let
That
go
is-
of him.
That is the
With
worst
the cat
reason to go
still
to the
attached
hospital.
to him.
Yeah,
The doctors there suck.
yeah, they're
I-
not
I-
great.
At
You
no
would've-
point did any of those doctors who surely have to have navies, right? None of them fucking decided to go, oh, maybe we should, disable the fucking robot cat and get it off
Not-
your leg.
Not even that. Like, imagine going to the
Remove batteries.
ER. Yeah, imagine going to the ER and the doctor's like, "Wow, this thing has hydraulics and it's clamped on there pretty tightly. Did anybody got jaws of life or like a screwdriver or something? Like, this kid is very
A
clearly in
magnet,
pain.
maybe?
A magnet, yeah."
Maybe they were just like, oh wow, they're on like a really important artery. Can't take that away.
mean,
It might
that's-
bleed to death.
Possible. Keep in mind, they fucking later
The year's
described this thing as,
20XX.
like,
Maybe the blood arteries have changed.
I would be shocked.
human evolution has given us more arteries.
Specifically to fuck up our legs.
Yeah.
So in my notes, I posed the question: would you have a pet robot cat instead of a real one?
Hell no.
No.
Mm,
Well, think about it. It doesn't poop, right? And you don't have to feed it. But also, it could short circuit and kill you. So,
Listen,
right? I don't know if you can you bond with like a robot cat?
oh, you can bond
You
with
can have
anything.
a parasocial bond with it.
Yeah, you can.
I've known
You know.
I have known people, fucking specifically, very autistic friends, and for full reference, also autistic. I have known people who have fucking bonded with a kiwi because it was bruised.
Yeah.
What?
There is such a thing
What does
as
that
like
mean?
pack bonding with fucking inanimate objects.
Hack bonding?
So,
Yeah, no, from
The
the
therapist has never heard of this term. This
I've
is funny.
not. This is
Go
mm,
ahead.
Well, so I was gonna use a different example, but you know people that buy Roombas and they get attached to those Roombas and give them names.
Sorry.
Like in Japan, my wife calls our Roomba Roomba-chan, and every time Roomba-chan like beeps because it hit something or is about to fall down the stairs, she like rushes over and is like, "Oh, Daijobu, Roomba-chan." So
It's funny because I just pulled up a Pinterest thing, and the first thing is my Roomba is scared of thunderstorms.
there you go. Yeah.
They're spying on us.
Human
Yeah.
beings will look for humanistic traits in anything they can.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm the soulless computer scientist who hates all robots, and if my printer makes a noise I don't like, I shoot it. So I would not have any robot. Well, like, the more you learn about how computers work, the less you want them around you constantly, and it's just a very sad existence.
Oh,
I don't know. That's my perspective.
damn.
Gutsman
No
make
Roomba
boo
Chan
boo.
for Jin.
Sorry, what was that, Bob?
I said no Roomba Chan for Jin.
No. No room but chum.
Okay. So this is kind of off topic a little bit, but I was watching this on YouTube, right? Because Capcom released like the playlist on YouTube.
Right.
The two most played like instances of this episode, because it like YouTube now shows you like the most like clicked on pieces, was this part here where like Lan sidles up to Meilu and then she like steps on his foot, and then the other part is when Lan and Meilu see each other at the end and they hug. And I was like, that's weird, right?
That's for the Battle Network fandom. That is part and parcel. It's
Yeah.
anyone who watches the
Fucking
anime is just
faces
really
in this
invested in
episode.
like the Lan and Meilu angle. It's weird.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
faces
is it?
in this
Okay.
episode are so
Are there
good.
ship?
Bro,
Are there
I
ship
have.
wars?
There are not ship wars.
I mean,
because, well,
not
talk about
really.
Medi and we'll talk about it, but with Meilu, not so much. But there were trading cards. You guys remember the old trading card game back in the day?
Yes. Yeah.
I only
Yeah,
ever got like
I-
one booster pack for that thing. And one of the cards I have is literally a scene of just Meilu elbowing Lan in the diaphragm, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's a good card.
That's a good
I,
card.
What?
I currently own like 3 copies of the Proto Man and Pharaoh Man structure decks because I found them
Nice.
at an all.
Well, I know next
Yeah,
time
same here.
I go to Akihabara, I'm gonna look for them because it never occurred to me that I can, now that I'm an adult with disposable income, I can just go buy Mega Man stuff.
I have the one where it's just a handful of mini bombs.
There's a fucking small part of me that really wants to get another one of those Mega Man 4-inch NEL figures. Nell. whatever
Oh
the fuck they're
yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate how tiny they are because they're fragile as fuck, but I love them because, you know, they're basically the only good posable fucking Mega Man Battle Network figures.
So Yuki has
Except for
been
the new Kodo Bakuya ones.
posting the
Yeah.
faces from this episode in the Discord, and editing double, if you hear this, make sure you try and put those images in the video. But
Wait, I gotta put my favorite
oh,
one.
that's such a good one. I love that
Throw
one.
the child!
Throw the shot.
Yo, it's the small
Oh my
dude
god,
from Shaman
Wait,
King.
these are really good. Yeah, wait, I was gonna mention that.
I was gonna say it looks like the doll from Zatch Bell.
Zatch Bell, yo.
Yo, we should do a Zatch Bell cast.
No,
There's a sequel manga out for it right now.
not before we do the
There's a what?
Hat cast.
There's a sequel manga out for Zatch Bell right now.
Are you serious?
I'll link it to you later. Let's talk about Mega Man more.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we have 5 episodes. to
I
get
love
through.
that when Count Zap starts attacking, the kid's just like, oh no, and she just like yeets him.
I really wasn't expecting to see Count Zap and Elecman this early.
Mm.
They're like, I get it. They want to introduce all the cool characters as soon as possible, but like,
Oh, that's really good.
damn. Also, I wasn't expecting. I've always kind of like headcanoned Elecman to have like the kind of twinky, like young person voice, not slightly older sounding.
The voice choices in the English dub can be a little strange. Like later episodes that we'll talk about have Iceman. Come on, man.
Oh, God.
yeah, Iceman's a whole story.
Yeah, we'll get to
Let's
What's
that.
wrong? What? You don't like Chainsmoker Iceman?
I know you're spoiling the audience.
Yeah,
They
we're
haven't seen
spoiling
this
the
yet.
audience.
It never even occurred to me that was weird until you brought it up.
In my
But
notes, I have Iceman as Batman Goon.
yeah, in this case, not Iceman. Elecman's voiced by Kirby Morrow, who like most of the voice actors in the series, is well known for having done a shitload of roles in fucking Lego Ninjago, but was also a Miroku in Inuyasha.
Oh God.
He was a couple of Transformers characters. He was in Star Ocean. He doesn't have like a lot of the most notable roles. He's been in a lot of older anime, basically. Funny thing though, he was Goku in the Ocean dub, and he was
Yeah.
Michelangelo in the live-action Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation TV show.
Oh, that's the one with. Oh, that's the one with the. First
That's the one with the teeth. That's the
Oh
one with,
God. Oh, that one too. Oh no.
I think the only other like notable role he's had is, and this is kind of the weirdest one, he was specifically the Lego version of General Grievous.
That's weird.
That's fun.
So there you
Oh
go.
man, at least because he was Michelangelo, we can say he was in an episode of Power Rangers.
Oh wait, no, here we go. I can hit double with this. He was also in Dot Hack Roots as Gord.
Hell yes, that's what I like to hear.
He also played
Um,
Jesus in some 2008 movie and Terra Mikami in Death Note.
So,
Half of this episode is like, not even about Count Zap and Luckman. It's just like
It's really not.
Lan and Melu going on a date to get some tea, and then Sal
I
giving
wanted
them the lowdown on World 3.
I wanted to
They're
talk
basically
about
just
that.
here to look cool.
Sal giving Lan the lowdown on World 3 because, Lan's like the only person on Earth who doesn't know who World 3 is.
Well,
I-
even aside from that though, right? Here's what I took away from that scene. We would have a perfect functioning world society if we could sip tea with our net navis at a cafe, just, talking to like that's the life I want, not this Twitter blue shit that we got right now.
What, you don't like Twitter?
No, Twitter sucks.
I don't know.
Twitter.
I think there's some ups and downs to Battle Network Society that I will talk about in my video essay about socialist.
Yeah, if we were in
socialist cyber
BN, like,
dystopias.
my oven could explode at any moment because Metar just decided, yeah, I'm just gonna hit this real quick.
I could make
It's
something
worth
called
it.
hot data, and
It's
then I
worth
could give
it.
it to a program in any machine, and it would immediately start spitting fire.
Worth
Or like, oh, do you like your coffee hot? How about I hit you in the face with napalm? Oh, that's how hot your
Don't
coffee
get me
is
fucking
now.
started on the heat data. I recently finished Battle Network 2 and I want to fucking kill something.
Allegedly.
You
I
don't
haven't
like the Freeze Man scenario
been
'cause
able
you're
to
sad.
get through a lot of the Mega Man collection yet, but I have been reading the manga, and that's been pretty good.
Ooh.
It was interesting because I didn't think that they had the runaway train in in the same way that they had it in whatever the manga.
I don't think they've
And
ever
obviously
done a
it's a-
runaway train. Oh, in the manga. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead.
And so I thought that was interesting. But
The manga very quickly establishes its own story and it's really interesting.
yeah, the story's great. I really enjoyed the story.
Mm,
So
it-
with Sal, I actually really like how they introduce all like the crime fighters one at a time, even though it's like you don't know they're actually are they part of like the actual intelligence, or are they just
I don't remember if
like,
that's ever established.
vigilantes?
Back in BN1, like, Sal's just running the antique store in Dentown, or wherever it's called. And then Mesa...
Sal's the woodman operator. So
So, yeah,
Yeah,
so
she's
Mio,
just
Mio.
in like outside the government, just giving people.
Sal
outside
and
selling
Cyanide,
sandwiches.
outside waterworks. They just sell
Yeah.
sand.
So they're just randos that you can fight in the first game, which has like 16 bosses, which I didn't realize. And that's super impressive for the time.
Mhm.
Well, you say super impressive, but some of the bosses really boil down to like they have one core mechanic, like, ooh, I will attack down this row. Like,
Those bosses as a kid kicked my ass. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm just a god gamer. I don't know. I never had a problem, but
It's okay,
Can't
Bob.
relate.
We will
Got
make you
hands,
good
man.
at Battle Network.
okay,
Just
Electman did
streamline
give me
selection.
problems. Yeah.
Skullman was my wall.
Color
as a kid.
Wacko Man.
I think both Woodman and Sharkman were just like,
Fuck him.
I was so bad at fighting those guys.
The timing on the wood pillars with Woodman was super tight, and it still is. I still struggle with it, like even on V2. And then Sharkman is just you bring triple out or you suffer, or you just spam him to death with Electman.
I'm not gonna lie, I turned on Mega Buster.
Bio,
and have all
No,
of
no,
the
no,
power-ups
no, no, I
already in
will-
my Mega Buster.
I will defend Bio because Mega Man Battle Network 1 sucks. don't turn it on for 2 or higher, but for 1, I think it's okay because that game, the grinding in that game is just garbage.
I don't know. I
No,
think
see,
if you're gonna
I
pick 1, it's gotta be
disagree.
4. Like 4 would be the one I'd say. Okay, if you just want to rush through and do Buster Mechs, fine, play 4 with Buster Mechs. But even 1, like I like it.
See,
The
I say
grinding list.
this. Turn it on for 1, just so that you can experience the story. For 2, turn it on the minute you get at the fucking Freeze Man scenario.
That doesn't help you at all, though.
It at least makes it take a little less fucking time. Because
Okay.
you're not rushing, you're not spending multiple fucking minutes on virus battles constantly.
I
And get
mean,
the shortcuts the day before Freeze Man, please.
I mean-
Also, it just lets you spike kill Freeze Man. I fucking did that shit and I don't regret it.
And I did that with Zap Rings. I think I've got a VOD playthrough too somewhere where I kill him with just nothing but Zap Rings and like the charge shot off of Lick style. It is cathartic.
so
Like I agree the Freeze Man scenario is garbage, but yeah, let's continue. Double.
oh no, I was just saying. In my notes here for the episode, I have oh no, Count Zap sounds like a Scooby Doo villain.
Yeah.
He's
Um,
very funny.
I have get your calcium, yeehaw! Eat more fish, y'all youngins. Because Mesa is whatever.
He's a character.
He's a
I
character.
love his,
Lisa's gonna
his
fucking
line
kill it at the
of
end of the series.
when he's leaving and Land's like, no, he's in Dentech Hospital. And he's like, he has calcium in his ears.
The
Like-
bones in his ears are stopping him from hearing Land.
like Mesa Boobery is fantastic so far. He just really, and we'll get to him more in my episode, but yeah, his slapstick is just really good stuff.
When Elecman first takes over, I think all the other like robots in town, Count Zap says mayhem on the AM dial, and I don't think Count Zap has realized that by the year 20XX, not a soul has listened to AM radio for the past 3,000 years.
Don't worry, a shitload of them are gonna listen to it in a few more years.
I suppose.
So, Count Zap's voice actor in this is fucking what's his name? Colin. God damn it! I just lost it. Colin Murdoch. And I've been desperately looking through his fucking roles, trying to find anything of worth. There's basically nothing. He played a few characters in the original Mobile Suit Gundam. And that's about it. Aside from like some bit roles in Inuyasha and a bunch of really bad fucking like shitty kids cartoons and the weird amount of Jesus animations.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
guys
really
like
that's
some
called
little,
Superbook.
The Gao reference with the mechanical dog.
Oh. See, I thought that looked more like the Robo-Dog from the start of 6 that's attacking Iris. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying
No, it's fine.
I'm right.
Ugh.
So
But yeah, Count Zap
yeah.
sends Elecman. It doesn't even does he actually like take over the subway train, or is that just like a product of him just going haywire?
I want to say
It's-
that.
I think it's the entire town's electrical grid, so like every
Right.
device that runs on electricity or whatever. So like the,
Yeah,
the
it's
subway's
not
probably
Or
electric
timing.
or
So my
They
pro-
really like showing all the violence. So I'm so sorry.
no, it's good. It's fine. It's just because I take a long time to organize my thoughts, and then by the time I'm ready to talk, usually
Go ahead.
My problem with the train thing. So Elecman like introduces a whole bunch of viruses into the train. There's a runaway train that Lan and Melu are on because they were chasing a dog that had gone haywire and stolen a purse, right?
Yeah.
Once the dog gets inside the train, inexplicably the viruses are gone and the dog is docile, right?
right.
Yeah.
But then the train goes haywire, and so the conductor, right? He can't control the automatic train, so he's like, "I will take manual control." And
He got a
his
little ouchie.
well, that's not my problem that he got a little ouchy. My problem is his manual control is locked behind an automatic gate. You have to press a button that requires automatic or electronic approval to unlock so you can access the manual override. That completely defeats the purpose of having
Closed circuit.
a manual override.
Yeah.
But what you don't realize is that the train company put those in place specifically so the train conductors could do one cool thing in an emergency, which is just smash your hand into the glass case as hard as possible, shattering it immediately like this absolute action hero, and then try to flip the switch on.
And then look back and realize, ah, shit, there's glass oh no.
That's why they wear the gloves.
It's
It
in my
protects
hand.
them from the glass.
It's in my hand. It's in my hand. Help, help, help.
So one time I was actually I was wiring something. We had like a shed in our backyard that I ran electricity to. But I forgot to turn the breaker off, right?
Mm.
So I was wiring up a electrical outlet, and I was like, I need to pull this copper wire onto the screws so that I can screw it down.
No.
And so
Oh,
I
no.
hooked my finger on it and went zzz.
Man,
So
that's
what
great.
Superpowers did you get?
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
did you enjoy getting...
No, it fried half my brain. That's why I dissociate it.
That's a pretty cool problem.
It's a cool brand to
The
decide.
scene when Lance's running onto the train when he's trying to catch it when the dog goes in, though, he jumps off a set of stairs and pulls on his attachable skates.
Oh, yeah.
like,
Dude,
I-
he popped his Heelys after that jump.
I don't...
Did they
sick as
sell
hell.
his skates as a toy or something? Because I swear that scene was specifically designed to make children want to ask their parents to buy them Lance skates.
I know for
Oh,
a
absolutely.
fucking fact that after I saw that scene as a kid, I wanted my mom to go buy me those skates. It was such a cool scene. I don't care. It's still cool. I'm a grown-ass man, and I think it's cool.
I wanted Heelys so bad as a kid, and I never fucking got them.
I eventually got some.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, we got dinner.
I'm imagining Bio with Heelys now. Just
Why?
Dude,
Just
I wanted
Roxas on
Heelys as a
Heelys.
kid because of that scene.
Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts 3 mod where Sora can only move around with Heelys. Just
Yeah.
skating around on his heels.
Just two
I
tiny
mean,
skateboards
I had an
Figure out the
on his
intrusive
skateboards
thought
from
once
two.
while I was using my Heelys, where I was like, what if I just put both of my feet down right now? Don't do that.
You came to a sudden and immediate stop.
Well, because the way that you do it, right, is you have your one foot forward, you have the other one like right behind the heel of the other foot,
Right.
right? And so if you put both feet down, the momentum carries your foot forward, but because my foot was behind my other foot, I just locked with my ankle and just fell flat on my face.
Mm.
It's great.
You learned a physics lesson that day.
Yeah, right.
So Land is on the train, right? And the train door to the conductor cabin is locked because, of course, it is. It's automatic. Now, this is a train full of adults that are all going, "Oh God, what do we do? The conductor's passed out because he got shocked or whatever. I don't know what we can do."
You can never break that window.
And all the while, the speed indicator on the train, which is a totally normal thing, maybe, I don't know, kind of.
No,
is going
it's-
up, and it
it's
sounds
not.
like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Life point indicator.
I can tell you, I rode 3 trains this morning. There's not a
Yeah.
speed indicator. Promise
You
you.
look through the window.
I don't think I've seen one either, but
But room full of adults, or a train car full of adults, and the only one with any sort of forethought to break the window and get in the conductor cabin was Lan, breaking the window with a fire extinguisher.
Just yeeting that from
Just-
halfway through the
Does he even
train.
tell
now,
them?
Mega
Does he even
Man,
tell them, like, to watch out?
attack!
No, he.
Well, no,
I think
see
he
that woman in
yeets
that
it,
one
and then
screenshot?
he yells it.
No, see the woman in that one screenshot Yuki posted. She's about to go to town on that fucking door.
Just
I
throw
don't
that
know if the
kid out
child's
the
skull
window.
is as firm as the fire extinguisher. I feel like one thing will break and the other will not, and it's not going to be a desirable outcome for that woman.
So Lan gets to the conductor cabin, and he has no idea what to do. And it takes him a little bit to remember that he has the power to jack Mega Man into any electronic device in existence, because his society is built around being able to do just that thing. And then when he finally does, we finally get the showdown between Electman and Mega Man.
We get a pretty cool shot too. I think this is like so that's like the opening, right, of the show, but I don't remember seeing too
Yeah.
often like this actual like the pan up to not Sora to Mega Man actually like jacking in. So that was a cool little shot to
sometimes.
see.
Lan jacks in Mega Man, and then Mega Man gives him the idea, I guess, to have everybody move one car back and then decouple the cars from the front of the train, because that's how trains work, right? When you mag rail trains, at least, what they do is if you just disconnect the cars, your momentum, you'll eventually slow down because all of the power is in the front of the train. Anyways, so they do
Mega Man
that.
gives him that idea.
Yeah, Mega Man.
Like, Lan, you're running on a track fast. He's got like this big smile on his face. Like, Mega Man, are you? Could you be a little less happy that Lan's about to die? Okay, thanks.
You're about to hit this wall.
So yeah, they detach it, and then Land's like, "Oh right, I was in the middle of something. Let me just jump across here." Because
Oh yeah,
physics
my
don't-
V-pad. I can't leave my Tamagotchi behind.
My biological brother reincarnated through necromancy into a circuit board by my father, who's going to jail now.
I can't forget him. So he jumps across and then trips, and then the dog that was evil
dog
now
just-
suddenly is like, "Oh,
pulls
I'm a
him.
good person now." Okay,
and helps
Let
him
me
up.
just help you. Mhm.
Lan
Okay.
throwing himself into mortal peril for Mega Man is gonna keep happening, right? Like this week is nothing but villain of the week stuff right now.
Yeah, so he gets a battleship barrier and then just instantly destroys Luckman with a sword.
Nice try.
God, I
but
love my
cyber
rounded
sword's faster
censored
than you
swords.
think.
Yeah, right.
So Mega Man and Elecman fight. We get this incredibly stupid pun. All the show is nothing but fucking puns. But Mega Man says "Dream on, Sparky," and then Mega Man basically forces Elecman out of the train. Saves the day, and then Lan gets doused by firefighters after he manages to stop the train just in time, like 2 centimeters away from crashing into the wall. And then the city firefighters come in and literally just flood him with water.
They pause.
Don't
they
even
see
second
him,
guess.
and then they blast him with hoses. It's like, don't even get out of the way, kid. Just suffer.
It's a
Fuck this
kid.
computer
Get
in
him.
general.
But yeah, I think that's the credit roll for the episode. Any other
Yep.
closing thoughts, Bio?
Just like the manga, how it's a little bit different with the fact that like Lan is much more of like a trickster, and so I think he's the one that actually like messes up the train because his friend's leaving or something. I don't know if you guys have read it.
It's been forever.
Yeah, but yeah, so like the reason I'm pretty sure the reason that the train goes out of control is because Lan makes a joke about it to prank his friend, and then like actually like loses control of it.
Oh no, he
So-
jinxed it.
Oops. So, but yeah, it's interesting how they portray Lan in the manga at the beginning because he's just a brat who doesn't care.
Yeah.
It is a marked difference from the anime where like Lan is kind of lazy and kind of like, I don't want to say dim-witted, but like he doesn't know how to read the room, but he's got a good heart. So that's episode 2. Mega Man stops Elecman and the world is saved until episode 3. Yuki, tell us about episode 3.
I hate Yai. Anyway,
It's okay, me too.
Yeah.
I give her the Iceman voice when I have to do Let's Plays.
Have fun
Oh,
staying
man.
poor.
so this episode is pretty much just the Yai introduction episode because we're 3 episodes in and we have not mentioned that Yai is supposed to be a thing. Because
Yeah,
even in
now
the
she's
game,
here.
because even in the games, I think they mention at some point that she skipped a few grades. So I'm guessing they just took that idea and decided, oh hey, let's just show it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yai
the
has
way they
finally
just
arrived.
do it, is just she's just up her own ass the entire time.
Do you think Yai would invest in Bitcoin and NFTs?
I
Probably.
think she'd
Yeah,
make them and
she
then take
would.
all your money, but she would probably not invest in them.
Okay.
She'd start something on the blockchain to take all your cash.
She would be the type of person to just go, oh hey, you should invest in this and just not do it herself and just see it blow up.
Yeah, invest in Yai coin. We took all your money. Goodbye.
All right, time for my favorite section of my notes. Forehead, 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 forehead,
Yeah.
forehead, forehead, forehead.
So
Same.
I will say one thing I noticed here. When Glide is introduced to the group and he goes over and he kisses the back of Roll hands like the English gentleman that he is, there's an animation error. They did not
Yep, I
color
got
in
it
Roll's
right here.
gloves. Yep, you saw it too then.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh shit.
It's
she's-
hooking me. So I'm like, wait a minute, why is that entire section just completely black? She's supposed to have like her pink glove.
Oh, weird.
Because I think so far this is like the second animation error. Because there's also another one in episode 1, but it's like minor. I think we might get a few more later, but
Yeah. So
after that entire introduction, Yai's just still up her own ass. The lunch comes in instead of eating school lunch like a actual child. Instead, she has what is it, Jeffrey or whatever, Joshua, something with a J.
Something with a J.
One of her chefs just comes in with steak,
isn't
and of course,
yeah. So
she
Freshly
can't have her steak without her freshly imported
Strawberry
recolored wine. I mean, strawberry
Recolored
milk.
wine.
so
Wait, is it
Yeah, it's
James?
strawberry milk. What are you talking about?
I
I'll have
have
to go back and watch the subs. I don't think that's actually alcohol.
I have several notes for this section, so let me just go through them real quick. One of the kids says, "Oh yay, yummy! Time for hot dogs and chowder." But when you look at his food, it's not hot dog. It's a sausage with a completely unrelated bit of bread that has some butter next to it, and
Yeah, I think that counts.
There
no,
was a
no, and they call it chowder. That's not chowder. That's vegetable soup.
really.
Yes, it's a very thick miso soup. It's not chowder.
Okay.
It's very common in
it's
school
not a-
lunches.
A place where like they don't even do any kind of animation. It's just like 4 seconds of a freeze frame.
And the kids say staring. They have the dub. They dubbed in staring contest because there's no fucking animation.
Staring contest.
The background
metaphor
dub.
self.
The background dub for this show is incredible. There's another section in episode 6, I believe. Yeah, which we'll get to. That is just absolutely incredible. But anyways, so that's that. The freeze frame, the thing. The butler for Yai has a very bad French accent and states that the steak flew in from Texas the morning before being prepared. Like that morning. This is a level of opulence that millionaires in the real world do not have. Okay? They don't have
Yeah.
steaks that just fly in day of for dinner or lunch or whatever.
Well, it takes longer than
That's
a day
like
to
a-
process that sort of meat. Well, you're not going to
That's
get
like a
it the day of.
13-hour flight, right?
From Texas to Japan, yes. More, actually.
Yeah.
More than 13 hours, yes.
It's okay. They just sent it an email. They digitized it and then it came out.
That steak cold as hell.
Oh, you think that if they if they can't send this over a plane, they don't have like a whole like outfitted kitchen on this plane?
Well, I mean, in Battle Network 3, Lan's dad sent him the fully repaired PET when Lan just had the sub pet. So, like, I don't know. Maybe virtualization technology exists. Who are we to say?
No,
Yeah,
see,
'cause
that was a
I
program that upgraded the
Yeah,
the
the
sub
sub
pet to
PET.
a fully fledged.
Don't explain the color change. That shit just happens. Don't worry about it. He had a spare shell.
Fucking does it. It just fucking does.
But yeah, what was I going to say?
Wait,
talking about Texas,
is
we were talking about-
Yai's strawberry milk like not actually alcoholic in the Japanese version? Because this just looks like a really bad edit. So I just assumed.
I don't think
I-
Double or I went and checked the subs versus the dubs this time around. We'll
Yeah,
be updated on
unfortunately, I
that,
was
but-
pretty busy, but you know what? I'm going to take the time to do it right now. Give me just a second.
Yeah,
Well, while
'cause
you do that,
it just
Why would-
looks like a really bad edit. I just immediately threw that out there. Like
yeah.
it just looks bad.
While you're looking this up, this episode we also get introduced to more voice actors. Yay! Yai's voiced by Jocelyn Lowen, who, aside from fucking doing a bunch of random anime, she was in Escaflowne as Merle apparently. She was also Kagura in Gintama, so there you go. That's fun.
Ah, heck yeah.
And then Glide, who's voiced by Ted Cole. This one's funny, because he's another Dragon Ball Ocean dub voice actor. Care to
Who is he?
fucking
the
care to
Ocean
guess
dub?
who? It's the funniest
Yum
fucking
Chip.
thing in the world,
Krillin.
always.
Raditz?
Krillin.
Raditz.
Yamcha.
Yeah, I was right.
Yamcha.
I was right. Ha!
But there's more. Yamcha, Android 17, Korin, and Pui Pui.
There you go.
Ah.
So
My guy Pui Pui exists solely to be
How do you
evaporated
go
by
from
Vegeta.
Android 17 to fucking Glide, dude?
Right.
so
It's
I
called
can
range.
I can so I can confirm that in the Japanese version it does look like strawberry soda or whatever. It's pink. I can't read the kanji and I can't quite hear what this guy is saying, so I don't think it's alcohol, but yeah, it's pink. So I just call it strawberry soda.
Alright.
So we shift from that scene, right, and we go to the Legion of Doom, where Dr.
I said the exact same thing in my notes.
Thank you.
It's the Super Friends Legion of Doom headquarters,
It's
and they have the
exactly
triangle
what
on
it
the
is.
nose, so they're also part of the Illuminati.
Well, so in my notes, I put Dr. Wily spends his days at the Legion of Doom talking about chaos, and we're gonna need a chaos check-in. I need 5 Warriors of Light to check in right now.
Chaos had sex with my wife and put the video on YouTube. I have it on my MacBook. But we do have 5 Warriors of Light
All
here
right,
to
cool.
fight the chaos.
Chaos check-in on Twitter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Searching that on Google. First 5 results. All 5 chaos check-ins.
Perfect.
Nice.
Man.
But really,
I got some.
Oh, go ahead.
I just once I have a chance to get to it. I have some information that's going to flashbang everybody in a moment about our 2 new pals, Maddie and Wacko Man.
Ah, yes.
Fucking hate
Wacko Man.
Wackoman is such a terrible fucking name.
I understand
I mean,
why.
It's
I understand
better than
why.
colored, man.
Yes.
Oh.
So
God,
in the
Double.
Japanese dub, or the Japanese dub, his name's Colored Man. which,
Yeah.
for obvious
hate
reasons,
that
not flying in the
actually.
West.
Yeah.
In the games, he's called Color Man, which is a
Yeah.
little better. But they went
Just call
for
him Clown Man.
No,
We don't have one of those yet.
we don't have a clown man
I'd
yet.
say just call him a slur, but like there's already an army that's that.
I think
Um,
Wacko Man is about as good as anything else, honestly.
So,
Yeah, honestly.
before we get to Maddie and Wackoman, though, we have to talk about Yai's anti-intruder system at our house. So what happens is Lan and Dex go investigating. They go through a bit in the fence that has an open crack, and they basically trespass onto Yai's like 100,000 acre long property or whatever. And Glide notifies Yai, so Yai presses a button and it activates her traps. Here are her traps. A sentient guard lawnmower.
Honestly, I'd buy that.
A series of explosives. A Flanix turret system that fires tennis balls. Statues that fire high-pressure water jets.
As you
And
do.
as you do, and cages that can spring out of the ground anywhere on her property. Oh, and sorry, I forgot.
You know what this means, though? You know what this means?
She's trying to
She
kill people
definitely-
casually, yeah.
No. She definitely is one of those terminally online people that just like says the most rancid takes and has like just the worst outlook on life. So much to the fact that like people actually want her dead.
Oh, she's absolutely like a fucking board member. Like
It's either that or she's waiting for like a member of the local police to have like a problem with her or her father come in to investigate and then just torture them for fun.
she's trying to bring the first HOA to Japan.
I am imagining the next Resident Evil game taking place on Yai's property.
Glide,
be fun.
the usual.
Bioweapons, let's go. Just release them.
Glide, release the life virus.
Well, apparently she's got life aura, so it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah.
So after Yai and Dex get kicked out of the property, we're introduced to Maddie and fucking Wackoman.
Voiced by Tabitha St. Germain and Andrew Toth. This is where things are gonna get real funny. So Tabitha St. Germain is a very well-known voice actress who played fucking Rarity and Princess Luna from My Little Pony.
Oh shit, I hear it.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've literally never
Uh,
watched My Little Pony, so I don't.
Nor
Never
have I.
watched it either, but I can at
Yeah,
least
sure.
understand that's a major fucking role. Beyond that, she's basically been in a shitload of cutesy stuff, some Lego stuff, etc., etc. The thing that gets really funny is Andrew Toth, who has basically no notable roles except for one, Norm, from Norm of the North.
I gotta go.
I
I gotta go.
No, you're stuck in here with us. You're not going anywhere.
I don't need that knowledge, man.
Sorry, Yai's locked
bad.
us all
You
in
got
her
it
Damn it.
pop up anywhere cages on her property, which she's proclaimed as the entire planet. So we're stuck.
So my
So, yeah, there
problem.
you go.
My
Wackoman the polar bear.
oh god. So here's my thing, right? I don't like Maddie's voice actors in the dub. In my mind, Maddie always was like somebody who is in their 30s but trying to look like they're in their 20s. You know what I mean? Like somebody like
Yeah.
that. And the voice for the dub is really, really childlike.
A little bit
Yeah.
too snotty.
Yeah, exactly. But and then Wackoman is just like, man, I don't fucking know.
Wackoman is honestly pretty fitting to what I.
Yeah, no,
associate with him,
I-
considering
Yeah.
I have no problems
he's built
with
to be a
it,
clown. He does the laugh really fucking well. I think he's fine.
I mean, we get this face in a later episode, but like, look at
Yes.
that asshole.
but that's a good face.
That voice fits. That voice fits that piece of shit.
that voice does.
I would extract
He's
this
got,
man.
he's got fucking YouTuber rant Sona.
God,
nose.
God, he does.
The
Oh my
problem
God.
with normal navies.
The problem with style changes.
Oh no!
Oh no!
They're
Well,
called
your
heel
favorite Mega
nappies,
Man
but they
game
only
actually
ever
sucks.
harm.
Are
When's
you
that video bio?
are you not using these bug frags? You're missing out on.
I just can't support people that use hub style.
Oh.
Wackoman looking at you like, I know what you are.
Jeez, okay.
People like Tingu Man shouldn't be allowed in our country.
Oh my god.
I gotta go. I'm
just
sorry. I'm
saying.
turning into a racist. Leave me alone.
No, it's fine. You can stay.
Wackoman thinks Shade Man did 9/11. There we go. We got it, boys.
Look it back around, baby.
What about like, you know, why S chips suck and why you shouldn't build your deck with them? Let's get back.
Yeah,
to
let's go. Let's go. I'm
Battle
sorry.
Network 5?
We're getting dire. So any.
Let's move back to school. Ah, yes, I love that too.
Okay,
let's get
all
back
right.
to the school. It's the end of the
All right.
school day.
So
Some
the yeah, I'm gonna have to edit the shit out of this. All right, so the primary conflict in this episode is Yai basically sequestered herself away from the rest of the class because she's rich, wealthy, and better than everybody else. And meanwhile, Maddie and Wackoman take control of the traffic system, like in Mega Man Battle Network 1. And basically make it to where there's just unending traffic. All the lights are red. You do see a
How
car.
does that make
Oh, go-
sense?
I
Guess
guess
you just made all the lights turn on, like because traffic
So-
lights have died in my area.
The
And it's
implication there, and this gets into the games as well a little bit, is that it's not just the traffic lights that are going crazy, but everybody has self-driving cars.
right.
Which
yes.
is why in BN1,
Yeah.
when he hacks the traffic grid,
That's right. That's right.
the cars crash into each other and explode, and like hundreds of people die. And it's a much more violent
So-
occurrence.
Yeah, I was about to
So
say.
what you're telling me is like Tesla car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
everybody has Teslas.
Any self-driving vehicle, regardless of who made it, bad.
So, in the anime, there is a car crash, but there is no deathly explosion. They just kind of like fender bender each other and get out and get mad. So they take control of that, and meanwhile, Yai's limo is stuck in this traffic, and Yai really has to poop because
Really?
Yeah.
What?
no,
Go
she
to the
has
bathroom.
she has
in
to
the,
she
in the sub, she has to poop.
well she has to go to the bathroom. I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
The entire crux
the
of this plot
dub.
is, yeah, it's
In
really
the
kind
dub,
of
it's I have to pee.
I have to embellish it for comedy, okay? So she has to take a massive shit. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, she refuses to use the school bathrooms because she's embarrassed, right? But her, yeah, well, her excuse in the dub was, what was it? Use a restroom that doesn't have golden faucets. No, thank you.
Well, the implication that I saw there was she was willing to, so long as nobody knew about it.
Exactly.
But the second that like mail
Yeah,
walks in,
the
it's like, oh,
second
you're gonna
mail
use the
came
same
in.
bathroom we do. She's like, nope, not gonna do that. Can't let the pores know I use the same toilets. They do.
So she's stuck in traffic. She really has to go. Traffic is literally like razor thin between cars, so she can't even open her door. So in order to try and find a bathroom, she climbs out the window on top of her car, spots Lan, who's trying to fix the problem, and Lan has to give her a piggyback ride to the nearest bathroom.
Were the Foley effects when she was trying to open the door weird for any of you guys too? Because it sounded
Yes.
a lot more like the cars were being crushed by one of those garbage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, is Yai just secretly superhuman? Does she have the ability to crush me in her bare hands?
It was a lot
Probably.
crunchier than it should have been, and
Yeah.
poor Foley work is very disappointing.
Yeah, it was very noticeable. Lan jacks Megaman in, finds Wackoman, and they fight. And what was it? Wackoman says, no, Glide says, beware of the ball, right before Wackoman launches his ball at Megaman's face.
Right, because Yai had tried to get Glide to go fix the traffic jam before, and it was not working. And
Right.
so Lan has to come in and save the day.
We get the first instance of Megaman's face guard popping up in this episode, which is really cool.
And then really bad CGI right
And then,
after.
and then really bad CGI right after.
We had really bad CGI in the last episode, though. With the zoom-in shot when Lan and Melu are running into the train. That's all CGI.
Oh, right, yeah.
Megaman stops Wackoman with what else? Cyber Sword, slashes the ball. He gets scared, runs away. Yai comes out of the bathroom. Melu or Lan or somebody says, "Did you wash your hands?" And Yai says, "Don't judge me," or something like that. And
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really weird to me because like
so
they
weird.
shake hands, Lan and Yai do,
Yeah.
and then 2
And
seconds
then
later, Lan's like,
immediately
"Did
after,
you wash
"Did
your
you
hands?"
wash your hands?
Like, check first, bro, if you're actually worried
Like,
about it.
Why'd you
probably, like-
say it after, dipshit? Come on.
Episode 4, named
Yes.
Count to 3. Jin, take it away.
So this is the introduction of one of the mainstay characters of the series. Again, we've had Yai.
Fuck you, you stole this episode from me.
So what? Get over it. I got there first. Higsby is introduced in this episode, and his backstory here is a little bit different than it is in the games. So we open on a scene of Higsby net battling with a guy, and right from the get-go you can tell that Numberman has been custom designed to get as many S ranks as possible, because this is a man who hates getting Zenny on an S rank, where it's just dice bomb, dice bomb, dice bomb, dice bomb. And he finally defeats his opponent, or I guess quickly defeats his opponent, and he pulls out an M cannon from the fight, and he's slobbering over it. He's like in ecstasy over the fact that he's achieved this Internet 13 common drop. Like, my dude, if it was Quake 3, I would understand. That's a good ship. But M cannon? Come on. So that's sort of our first introduction to Higsby. The next thing we see, Lan's rushing to school.
Well,
And of
wait,
course,
hang
like
on,
the
hang
lazy
on.
bones he is.
Hang on,
Oh,
I
did
have,
miss something?
no. I need to say there is a pun, and it's "I've got your number."
Ah, yes.
We got to put that in there.
Now we've got your number, and that's repeated again later in the episode. But But we cut to Lan running to school, really not wanting to be late, but, he's a lazy bone, so even if Mega Man wakes him up, he just falls right back asleep. Which is, surprisingly accurate to the games, so I'll give the writers props for that. But then, the egregious sin of Lan calling Airshot a good battle chip occurs. He runs into Higsby, and Higsby spills all his rare chips. So Lan picks up, I guess it looks like the Mega Buster, but to me it looks more like an
it just
Airshot. He's
looks like
whoa, this is a
Mega
good
Buster.
one. I assume it's Airshot. So Lan, you have no idea what a good battle chip is. I'm sorry.
I just assumed it was shotgun.
It's Shotgun, baby. No, we have Shotgun. It's the same art, but regardless.
No, it's called Blaster.
And Blaster, battle chip in! So Lan is unfortunately late to class, and Miss Mari shames him in front of everybody.
Hi, Miss Mari.
To correct this behavior. Yes, hello, Miss Mari. How are you doing? He's been late 3 days in a row. That's not the kind of consistency his teacher would like to see. But Lan is not alone in this, because the guest instructor for the day is also late, and in walks Mr. Higsby. He's a guest lecturer from, Den University, I think was
Dentech U.
Dentech U was the dubism for it. So Higsby is in charge of teaching the class how to virus bust, which is traditionally Lan's best subject. So, as to not make Lan look like he knows too much about what he's talking about, Higsby quickly goes off the rails. Talks about how, strong battleships are important to bust viruses and to net battle. And he starts ranting about... starts ranting about Hero Sword. I like Hero Sword as much as the next guy. But Meilu apparently doesn't like it all that much. She wants to be on task, focused on the lesson plan.
It's mid.
So she tries to correct him. It's mid.
Yeah, Hero Sword is mid.
Wow.
Wow. I can't believe this heresy directly in chat.
Clearly someone has a duped Hero Sword and had fun.
You didn't get enough points in Star Coliseum to buy 4 copies of Hero Sword B.
That's
Cringe.
right. Fuck that. Fuck you.
But this is sort of where things take a turn. Higsby is there. Well, Higsby goes through the rest of the day, and I think, did I just lose my notes for this part of it? We jump to after school, after, Higsby's been introduced as a character to the kids, and Yai has this really fancy new treehouse that she never had in the games before that point. And she's got this high-tech, 3D net battle machine that lets you see how the Navis fight in real time. Which I think is something 4 did as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for
Literally,
the tournaments.
She's the equivalent of freaking Kaiba.
Yes.
So,
Don't
Yes.
you
Basically,
dare.
Yes.
so they
No,
go into the
he's
metaverse
right.
and they watch their net Navis fight.
No, no, don't ruin it. No.
This
So-
set of episodes alone, Glide does more than he's ever done in any of the games.
That's correct.
And it's mostly just jobbing for Mega
Yeah.
Man, which is hilarious. But Ya really wants to show off how powerful her battle chips are. And this is where the show starts to kind of turn into a commercial for strong battle chips. Because we've had Higsby, gush over how great they are. And now we have Yai saying, yeah, all 3 of you are going to fight me in a net battle. And then, what is it? The fight starts, and he immediately just uses Life Aura and Hero Sword.
Mhm.
Just annihilates everybody, which is sad, but it also shows how strong the chips are.
We gotta say the line. We gotta say the line. The line is really good. Dex complains about losing to Glide, and Yai says, we all have to work with what we got.
What we have,
Mine just
costs
happened
more.
to cost more. Such a good line.
Fucking bitch.
For the uninformed in chat, Life Aura in 1 is a chip I think only drops from base. So
Yeah.
Yai hired a mercenary to go kill the most powerful Navi on the net, and then bring
Because
the...
there's no way in hell Glide's dumbass killed base.
Yeah, no. Not without Life Aura. So, Yai, having freshly murdered Base with her bare hands to receive his rare chip, uses them in a casual net battle with friends, whose arsenals are limited to Blaster, Cyber Sword, and nothing else at
That's
this
it,
point.
yeah,
actually.
Stump.
Gut
And
stump.
Guts Thump. Or Giga
You
Guts
really
Thump,
think
or
that
whatever it's
Lan would have
called.
more battle chips by now?
You would, but I guess it's supposed to capture the Pokemon sense of progression. Battle Network has this thing where it always tries to play catch up with Pokemon. That's why in 3 there were 2 versions, then 4, 5, and 6 as well. with the version exclusive codes.
So, real quick, I
Go ahead.
do have to fucking hurt you guys with something again.
Oh
Voice
no.
actors.
Who's Higsby's voice
So,
actor?
I'm still trying to heal. Wait, is it?
Higsby's
Oh.
voice actor is
I'm
also
gonna
the
like this
voice
one.
actor for Woodman, funnily enough. But
Okay.
more importantly, for you, Double, Higsby's voice actor also played a couple of bit roles in Dot Hack Roots, some character named Ochi, and a bunch of random PKers. So there you go. There's your Dot Hack for the night.
Thank you. I'm eating good. Appreciate it.
But he's most notable for playing a specific Johnny Test character.
Oh no.
Y'all know Bling Bling Boy?
Stop!
Oh God, no.
Wait, if,
Oh, no.
God, if he's Bling Bling Boy, that means he's Vile from the Ruby Spears cartoon
Yup.
during the Megaman
That's
X
wonderful.
crossover. Oh,
Yup,
wonderful.
that's exactly what I was about to say next. He's also vile.
When's
Vile,
Mark Gatha
the
gonna show up?
Reploid from the future.
And then we have Numberman, who's voiced by Sam Vincent. Now, Sam Vincent's a funny one because he's done a shitload of roles. I'm only going to talk about the one super noteworthy one. So, what do you think that Numberman and Gutsman have in common, or not, Numberman and Dex have in common right now?
I'm not gonna say it because I already know.
Same voice
They were,
actor.
they were both on the hit TV show Ed, Edd and Eddy. We've got Ed and Double D.
Wait,
There you
Numberman
go.
is Double D?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I hear. I hear
During
that.
Access, they really hammer that in because Numberman just starts spouting out, "Oh dear," over and over again in the exact same tone.
Oh
So you're like, that was a hit. Do it again.
He's also Sido from Death Note, the funny Shinigami who likes chocolate. So there you go. He will also go on to play Iceman, Rush, and Shining Man.
Oh, boy, Shining Man.
Shining Man, that's such a dumb name. So
In
after
like 50 episodes, we're gonna have the complete set of Ed boys.
Apparently.
so
But for now, we gotta settle for Numberman stalking us in the bushes in Yai's treehouse comp, waiting for Yai to use her rare battle chips and confirm she's got them.
so
Yeah,
He's
what was
just
the
there
point of that?
stalking
Wouldn't he be able
you.
to just like read the data or something?
I think he still has to like be there or whatever. He wants to make sure. I'm wondering why. Well, obviously he's following the richest girl in town because he's probably like, "Ooh, she probably has some rare battle chips," because that's the one thing he ever thinks about, aside from whatever his job is at Dentech U. So I just have this mental image of Higsby in the anime as just like this incredibly overworked professor who has to listen to dumb questions from students who are only trying half as hard as they should be all day. And his one form of stress relief is collecting battle chips, and it's getting harder and harder to do, and it takes more and more money to buy them. And he has a teacher's salary at like a community college or whatever, so he gets paid nothing. And so he's just following this rich girl around like, "You should have good battle chips. Where are they? I'll fight you for them."
I need you to. I need
had
you
canon
all.
was, like Higsby doesn't actually like work there. He just like forged some documents, and his document
So,
is just like, "I work
that's
at
part of his-
Dentech U on a napkin."
That's part of his backstory here. Like Numberman, when the initial confrontation happens later in the show, he's accused of working for World 3, and there's like a vehement denial. Like, he actually hates World 3.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is not the episode where we get the fun mind control program in the school that brainwashes all the kids into being criminals or whatever. So,
I need you.
Right. Yeah, that's the difference with the game.
I need you to understand, Jin, that story of an overworked professor who doesn't give a shit and has students that don't care
Too real.
is absolutely 100% my experience teaching English here in Japan up until
Yeah.
the point about stalking people. I never did that, but
not like
everything.
dojo happening in
Oh,
high
thank
school.
God. for that.
Anything you want to admit in the podcast?
Yeah, I've never stalked women in Japan.
Not women. Okay.
What about
so
other
it's not-
countries?
Well, congrats. You're already better than the Rurouni Kenshin author.
God,
Ooh.
it's true.
That's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast.
But anyway, Higsby finds that Yai has these two great battle chips, which they are fantastic. Hero Sword is like the key to the Program Advance upgrade for Proto Man's Double Hero, and Life Aura is just Life Aura. It's not that great in Battle Network 1 where regular viruses can do like 300 damage to you, but it's still like the aura in general is great. So his thought process is, oh, well, I'll hack the school's mainframe that I've been hired to study and teach the kids about to make them give me the battle chips. Because this is what you do. Obviously, there's the no net battling in school rule that Yai tries to throw up because she really doesn't want to fight Number Man. Maybe she's a bit of a coward, maybe she's not confident, whatever. But then Miss Marty's like, oh no, it's fine, just fight him. You just break school rules and fight him. No, if we lose all the data... I don't care if you buy new hardware. If we lose all the data, we're screwed. Fight him. Don't... The rules are optional at this point.
So, hey, I got a question. So this episode aired in 2003, right?
I'd have to double check, but go ahead.
2003, 2004. Hey, you know what isn't famous in 2003 and 2004 with the kids, right? The youth?
What?
Fucking Elvis.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. You're awful. Where he's just accused of being a horrible person, and he just breaks out of the Elvis impression by Miss Mari.
Oh, thank you very much.
No, that is actually a great moment of genre savviness on the part of the cast, where they're like, well, there's this new random Navi we've never seen before. He knows a lot about the school's security system, and he really likes rare battleships. Who do we know that's like that we've met in the past 24 hours? Oh, it's Mr. Higsby.
Yeah, it was genuinely surprising to see they didn't just milk that for a bit. But, you know, considering that they had to milk out the fucking password section, that took about as long as it feels like it fucking takes in the actual game.
I mean, like,
the
to
password,
Higsby's
what is
credit...
it? Haha, rock and roll. Stop that.
To Higsby's credit, he does own up to it immediately the second they say his name. So,
Yeah, he appears immediately. He's like, oh, you got me. Well, in my notes, I have, let's see here. Megaman fights off drain enemies, right? The mosquitoes.
Right.
And
and
says,
he says, you guys are such a
that
drain.
you guys are a real drain, so that was good, thank you.
Yep.
Miss Mari is a mess. She doesn't remember any of the passwords, doesn't remember how to get them until they start getting hints.
Yeah, not a great teacher.
Not a
So
great
Lan,
teacher.
who has been conveniently
Yeah,
locked
she's
out of the school's classroom because he's late for their after-school meeting, he had to run back home, is now the
Maybe.
slave of the other two, and he has to go count things in the school, just like the games.
So my headcanon is that she was going to the fortune teller not to ask about like love, but to ask about her twin sister. And maybe
Yeah.
this is her twin sister infiltrating right now.
I could fix her.
Interesting.
God.
So, one comment I want to make about
I don't
that,
need to fix her. She's great the way she is.
the one thing that no teacher wants is for their students to start like butting into their personal lives. So if you see your teacher in public, kids, pretend they don't exist. That's my lesson to you.
You want to hear a story? I got a story. All right.
Tell your
So
story.
I
I'll say
taught.
hi to my clients in public.
Yeah, I was out shopping, and one of my students recognized me. He was a college kid, real super cool guy. But the one thing you shouldn't do if you see your teacher like at a grocery store, trying to buy like bread, is raise your voice and go, "Hey, yo, Double Sensei, how you doing?" in English as loud as you possibly can. Because that's really embarrassing, and I immediately whipped my head around and was like, oh fuck. Like, oh no. So
Should have been
Just
recognized.
to clear the air, I only would say hi to my clients if they say hi first. Confidentiality. Just saying.
yes, yeah, 100%. So
I like the I don't remember what role was doing, but I always liked like the
Oh, her little hair antenna thing.
yeah, when she like reads the data. I always thought that was so cool.
it was a cool animation, I thought. So Lan counts things 3 times, and then Mega Man stops Number Man, and Number Man says, "Please don't divide me," because Mega Man was standing over him with a sword.
Number joke.
Localization team, y'all have some hits and misses, but this was definitely a hit. I really liked that.
It's a decently clever one.
It's
Yeah.
endearing. I like it.
One thing I have to complain about that whole thing with Glide, though, is he's got life aura up, but even with it still up, he's somehow losing energy because he's being hit. That's not how life aura works. You
Oh, there's
asked
a
for strong
misuniverse.
battle chips in the game, and then you didn't ask how they worked. Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
but let me ask you this: if he was just standing there and going, "Actually, I'm fine, guys. Like, take your time." Like, would that be tension? No.
She's a different battle chip then.
Oh.
Don't use that. Don't use the
He's playing
overpowered
the
battle
part.
Make it like Barrier 100, or make it like Stone Body, or make it like whatever. You've got options.
But that's
Which
not
is
rare, which
interesting 'cause
eliminates
they
the
use-
reason for Higsby to go after Yai.
They use
Fair.
life aura, but like, did they not fight the life aura in this anime?
Later.
Well,
remember
yeah, I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
do,
but
but it's
it's-
a later thing.
Yeah, it's not treated like a big boss. Just oh shit,
It's
that
just
thing
a
showed
random
up.
virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
To be
Oh no,
fair,
the life virus.
life virus isn't that hard. So
Pew.
Okay.
Oh, the life virus is dead. Good. Hey, use area steel to help glide.
Oh god, yeah, that
Okay.
he uses
I
area
like
steel
that
to
part.
negate the Numberman explosions because Numberman rolls 666s, which I've never had happen to me when I use Numberman 3.
Fuck you, he cheated.
Yeah, he cheated.
Loaded dice.
Loaded dice. But apparently area steel negates that damage somehow, so cool.
they do this a lot more later on. So the implication is that area steel is not an actual area steel. It's more like a move super fast / teleport technique where you can just like instantly warp from one
Yeah.
place to another. So the idea is that like Mega Man went in, grabbed Glide, and then Land put in the area steel to like teleport them away from the explosion.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, it doesn't, but it's a good explanation.
To round this all off, Higsby begs for mercy after Land kicks his butt. Numberman begs for mercy after Mega Man kicks his butt. Miss Mari says that forgiveness is the path to true redemption, or something along those lines. Higsby immediately falls in love with her embarrassingly, and the episode closes.
I'll fight
Yeah, I
Higsby,
kinda
I'm
prefer
saying.
how the games are when he just has the hots for her in the games, and honestly, it's fine.
Does he have the hots for in the anime too?
Yeah,
Well,
but
he
like
gets like
Yeah, it
flustered
just kinda just
when
happens.
yeah.
I kind of prefer it in the games because it's just like, okay, cool, he just finds her attractive. Here, it's like, oh, you were nice to me, therefore I'm going to make you my entire personality trait.
Yeah.
I mean, that adds some weird context to BN1 if we assume that like he just immediately found her attractive, and the first thing he does is tie her up and throw her. in a closet.
Toss her in a closet. It's awful.
And you can just refuse to help her, which is also funny.
So,
Uh,
say it with me, folks. We're on episode 5. Masa episode. Masa episode. Masa
Episode, Masa, episode,
Yeah.
Masa, episode.
All right.
robotic fish.
Oh
time.
man.
So I claimed this one. Let me go through this. So the episode kicks off with Dex and Gutsman losing to Mega Man. What else is new? But Dex says, or not Dex, sorry. What was it? Melu said the score's 23-0.
I immediately thought of
God
KH1.
damn.
I
Like-
immediately thought of KH1.
Like,
Yeah.
I promise you, if I lost to anybody 23 times in a row, I just fucking uninstall. Like, the game's clearly
Yeah.
not for me. I'm done.
Delete Gutsman and start over.
Yeah, delete Gutsman, get a new net Navi.
I'm surprised Dex hasn't done that.
I
At least in
mean,
the beginning.
I'm sure he's like done a lot of modifications to make make Gutsman bigger and better, but Dex has the imagination when it comes to net battling of a 3-year-old. He just thinks the bigger the net Navi, the better, and that's clearly not true. But all this net battling is cool and all, and then Masa shows up and is like, "What the fuck are y'all doing inside, wasting your life away on these video games? It's time for you to go outside and get some fresh air."
Is that you?
A little bit. So he grabs all 4 of them and makes them go through boot camp, essentially. Puts them out into the sun, makes them start doing all sorts of sports things. I have labeled every single animal comment that he makes. So I'm going
Oh boy.
to go through them all real quick. Y'all are slippier than a greased grouper. You 3 flounders. Pink-bellied flabby fish. Know their fishy faxed. Y'all are like a pack of wild palominos, although that's horses, not fish, so I don't know what's up with that.
Big
Seahorses.
fish fan.
Seahorses.
Seahorses, sure. Okay.
Ah,
But then explain this one, right? Get along, little doggies. I mean, that's a dog, right?
Sea
It's-
dog.
Yeah. Sea dogs?
I chalk
Oh,
it up to
okay.
more.
Yeah, sea dogs.
Okay.
I think that's more him being from the South, canonically.
Okay, well that's fair. So then explain this one, because this is not a Southern saying. Y'all are sweating like little prairie dogs. I've never heard that in my life.
That is somebody from California or Canada trying to make up a new slang for the South.
That's what they think. That's what they think is the Southern equivalent.
I guess.
Yeah.
But then I've got more. Hang
This
on.
man has voiced Megatron in the past, and he does this shit.
I don't need to hear that. Fuck.
No fucking shot. No. What?
Mesatron. Mesatron.
Mesatron.
This is the voice of fucking Captain Ginyu.
Optimus
He's
Prime,
doing
you're
this
flatter than a flounder.
This is the M. Bison doing this shit. The specific one that
Yes.
goes, yes!
Yes!
Oh, God.
I hear it.
That specific one is Masa's voice, Richard fucking Newman. And
So-
we have to hear this shit. I'm
so-
dying.
Yeah, he
Wait,
is.
so he's Ginyu, right?
Oh no, he is.
Oh
Ginyu.
god, I hear. I hear that shit. Fuck!
So
I can't unhear it.
during this torture session of the kids being forced to do baseball, Yai attempts to buy Masa out and says, what do you want? You want money? My dad is the richest man in the world. He will pay you whatever you want to go away. And Masa says no.
Food.
And I wrote, Masa is a force of nature, unconcerned with mortal desires such as money or power, and refuses Yai's efforts to buy him out because the only thing he cares about is torturing children with physical punishment. And then immediately after this, we're reintroduced to Mr. Match in his bad Scottish accent.
I feel like he
Next time
just
we
wants the
dog
best
meat.
for these kids, not that he wants to torture them. In fact, I would make the argument this whole thing was a long con to put Lan exactly where Lan needed to be by the end of the episode.
It's weird how you say that. It's almost like you've seen the episodes and have read ahead and know what's happening in the future.
I can see the future.
So
Now you too can see the future.
we get a new bad Scottish saying. So he does say "blister me bagpipes" in this episode, somewhere, I forget where. Yeah, later on. But in this specific scene, he says, "Don't get your kilt in a knot," which not all Scottish people wear kilts. Like y'all gotta fucking stop with that.
No, we only exist in the world of stereotypes for this show. I'm sorry. The children won't understand otherwise.
So World 3 has this new plot where they're going to release the aquarium fish, right? So in this universe, fish have died out apparently, except when outside of like fish farms for food, and the aquariums are filled with robotic fish. And
I took that as more of like an environmentalist thing, where they want to have aquariums still, but they don't want to
Yeah.
take fish out of the water, so they just make robot ones instead.
okay, yeah,
My
I could see
assumption
that.
is that like robot fish are the more ethical choice, I guess.
Well, the way it's introduced, the aquarium guy, the background dude, says, "Come on in, the water's fine, where all the fish are fake and rust proof." What the fuck? Like,
They also have the ability to defy
It's a good
gravity
tagline.
at will.
yeah,
Yeah, they could just fucking fly anytime they want.
they just float through the air. So this aquarium's filled with robotic fish, but because they're robotic, they're infected with viruses. They break out and they start flooding the city streets with floating, flying fish. Meanwhile, Masa gets mad at the fact that the gang don't care about his boot camp and introduce Professor Masa's fun fish facts through the lens of, and I gotta find the word because I always mispronounce it, so hang on.
Kamishibai.
Thank you, Kamishibai, which is the art of like a very casual street performance with a picture frame and like, removable, changeable backgrounds to display information. It has a history in Japan. It was a very common way in the olden days of like putting on a show, getting your entertainment stuff out there. And they use it nowadays, obviously, as a gag. But I need to talk specifically about the fish facts that Professor Masa presents, because I can prove that he is a fucking fraud. Okay.
Are you doubting his PhD in Fishology? You
Yes, I
asshole?
am. Yes, I am.
I'm here for this scandal. I want controversy.
Who are you?
All right. Let me explain. Let me cook.
You have a PhD
All right.
in Fishology?
I do now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Show me the degree right now.
From
Pull it out.
Wackoman's Clown College.
Yeah.
It's somewhere, but I'll get to see. My dog told you to shut up. Okay.
You're next.
You're next. All right. So the first fact he says is, here's the difference between farm raised bream and wild bream. The coloring, right? Farm raised bream are raised in shallower waters, and therefore they get sunburned more easily, which is why farm raised freem have a darker shade of red. That is actually true. That is a true thing. I double checked. Bream that are raised in captivity are typically a darker shade because they get sunburned. The second fact the third fact or something he says is
Pulled out there's you're like, I'm gonna fact check all this.
yeah, I did. I fucking did. He says jellyfish are like 90% water. Technically, the NOAA, which is the aquatic research arm of the United States government, states that jellyfish are closer to 95% water, but that's a small error. Masa can be 5% wrong. It's not a big deal, right? He's close
what
enough.
What did they claim in 2003? Was he accurate to the time?
I don't know. I can't look at 2000. I'm not gonna. I'm doing this as a bit, but I'm not
have to-
that committed to the bit. Okay, I'm not gonna go
I
use
am-
the Wayback
I am
Machine.
being
I'm gonna have
overly
to-
literal
I'm,
to
I'm
counteract
downing
your bit
your
as a second
PhD
bit.
in Fishology.
Well, wait. Okay, we'll get to the shark thing because I've got his number on the shark thing, but we'll get to that in a little bit. As he's going
to think he doesn't have a PhD in Fishology at all.
As he's going through his Fishology boobery, the robotic fish attack, and rather than let Lan and the gang handle it, Masa straight up kills one of these robotic fish with his fillet knife. Bisects it basically, just cuts it in half.
Yep.
It literally fillets it. He gets out the good meaty parts that you want to eat. Leaves one of the spine on the inside.
He cuts both sides of it off, exposing the spine on the left and right side.
Right, because he's a professional fish guy, so he knows how to fillet fish properly or whatever.
That's either gotta be a sharp fucking knife or weak fucking metal.
Or both. But my thing is, why does your robotic fish need robotic bones?
It's an aquarium.
Yes.
It's education.
Why?
Here, kids, we'll pull one out of the water and cut it open for you. Watch this.
Look at this, kids. Yeah.
Just do it with
You
their
would
bare
have to
hands.
have-
Hey kids, get a load of this.
You would have to have some sort of a pseudo-skeletal structure for the sake of movement, I guess.
I
Right.
guess. But they correctly realize that that's from the aquarium, and they surmise that the aquarium has been infiltrated with bugs and viruses. So they send Megaman in to infiltrate, and he's immediately greeted by a flood of jellyfish viruses and also Sharkman in the ocean. But I have to call out specifically this line that Megaman says. He says, "This liquid, some kind of wet works." Good observation, Megaman. You are in the aquarium subsystem. There's
That's
aquarium water.
That's such a weird choice of terminology too, because I'm pretty sure wet work is
Murder.
fucking colloquialism for murder.
Yeah, it's not. It is, yeah. Wet work refers to clandestine activities like spies or assassinations or murder or something like that.
Interesting.
I've never heard of the waterworks, which is probably what he meant to say, being referred to as wet works. You know what I mean?
Close up on a
Yeah.
smug Lan. What does he know?
What does he know?
There's another
So-
great line earlier when they're having those fish crackers that Masa gives them, where I think it's not Dex, but Mail comments that they taste like newspaper. And then Land's like, yeah, from the bottom of a bird cage.
Oh, yeah.
And it took me half a second. I was like, wait, did Land just say that the crackers tasted like bird crap?
He did.
Did four kids leave that in?
They
What?
did. And then immediately Dex was like, I don't know, I think it tastes pretty good actually.
Dex,
I love
no
eating
shit eater.
It's what I do. That's what I do every
I mean-
fucking game.
His name just translates to fat. So, whatever.
Oh, that's another little fun fact. They made a minor change for the network for the NT Warrior anime on names, like we discussed last time. Dex's last name in this is Ogrion. Fun fact.
Not
Like-
Oyama.
What?
Nope, it's not
Interesting.
Oyama in this. It's it might be a dubism, but he's Dex Ogrian.
I'm pretty sure he's
Weird.
called Oyama in the game, so that must be a dubism.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up calling
It's-
this poor kid ogre.
That's 4 kids saying, "Hey, we can't have Japanese words in this show because kids would get confused."
No, but Yai is called Ayano-san by her chauffeur in episode 3 or 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you expect
This
4
is
kids to be
Biz.
consistent in how lazy they are?
It's so fucked.
So after Mega Man infiltrates the network, we go back to World 3. This is where we get the Blister Me Bagpipes line from Mr. Match again. And then we cut back to the kids and Masa, who are being chased by a robotic shark. Now, this is where I call out his PhD, all right? He says that if you stand perfectly still, sharks function like dinosaurs and they won't attack you because they can't see you moving.
They can't see you if you don't move.
That is
Da-na-na-na-na.
fucking bullshit. Sharks are able to visually detect muscular movements. It hunts prey. Some species of shark even hunt prey that burrow under the sand because when they're burrowing, they're giving off these vibrations, right? They can detect that visually and sensory through water movements. If you stand perfectly still, like it's impossible to freeze your muscle movement entirely. Okay, you gotta blink.
Isn't it sensitive enough that they can like even detect your heartbeat?
Probably. I didn't check
Yeah.
that far, but I would assume so. They're a very sensory predator. So no, Masa, you can't just freeze frame and have the shark run right past you. That's bullshit. You're a fraud. I'm calling you out.
But it worked. So sharks in the future do act like that.
It's the future.
So,
Yeah, so
Shark Man.
yeah, we're introduced to Sharkman, and I have in my notes a line that says "rinse cycles over," but I don't remember who said that line. I don't think it was Sharkman. It might have been Megaman,
Probably.
but
Was that from when the jelly viruses all like turn into lights and then they flying tackle Mega Man?
yeah,
Which is
yeah.
absolutely
Oh,
not
yeah,
what
that's
they do.
right. Yeah. He got tackled enough times, and Sharkman was watching him to, evaluate him. Spoilers. And then Mega Man like wises on to the movements of the jellyfish, starts evading them, and jumps out of the water. And he says, "Rinse cycles over." Yeah, that's right. Then the jellyfish all fuse together into one giant jellyfish, and
That's not what they do in the games.
yep. And then I specifically write down, "Oh no, Mega Man is about to get hentai'd."
Oh no.
Because
Oh, God.
he gets grabbed. Hey, you knew what you signed. You know me. You knew what you signed up for. Come on. And then we cut back to Masa and the gang, who are cornered by the shark that apparently freeze framing worked originally, but then it stopped working for some reason. So they're pinned in an alleyway, and Masa says that he will be bait for the shark and lure it away from the kids so that Lan can go save Mega Man. And he
I think we're led to
says,
believe that Masa shouted so loud that it attracted the shark's attention again.
exactly. He
Is
shouts,
what
"Come
happened
on,
here.
you big galoot," and runs away with the shark following him. And that's the last we see of Masa until the end of the episode. We'll get to that in a minute.
Don't worry, Masa died on the way back to his home planet.
No, Masa's secretly a dragoon. He's fucking able to leap tall buildings and spear stuff. But we'll get to that in a minute. Lan and the gang run to the aquarium. They evade this giant robotic squid by literally just running under it. I don't even know how that worked.
Masa would be proud.
The Masa would be proud.
Run right past the shark, run right under the squid. It's not gonna hurt you. Get over it.
That squid was on its smoke break. It was just like, I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah, he's just
I'm
like,
not
oh, whatever.
getting paid enough for this.
Jack's Mega Man N immediately activates Cyber Sword because it's the only chip he has other than Blaster, and it doesn't work. And then Lan is attacked by a fish ninja.
Whoa.
these very sharp fish bones come flying in, and attached to them is a brand new battle chip. And wouldn't you know it, it's a Lex sword. And isn't it weird how the chip already has Mega Man's fucking face on it? Like, that's
Don't worry
weird,
about it.
right?
Super weird.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
He posed for the chip. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
He doesn't get royalties though for
That is
whatever.
kinda
Dex
weird.
has the chip art
Yeah.
for Guts Punch hanging on his wall like a mural. So I just
So,
I don't know. I think Battle Chips
so I'm
have people
sorry,
on
but
them.
the fucking term fish ninja just makes me think, oh shit, Shade Man double sold with fucking Shark Man.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm
but-
sure we can
Probably
pull like a
raw as
Naruto
hell.
thing.
So
There's gotta be some Naruto character that swims underwater.
probably I haven't
Fish
watched
ninja.
Naruto in forever. but I assume so.
Kisame, the big shark guy from the Akatsuki, fish ninja.
But Lan uses the
Literally a Shark Ninja.
electrical sword. Flashback to when, Masa said, "Oh yeah, jellyfish are 90% water." Obviously, electricity, Pokemon rules, right? Electricity would really hurt the jellyfish. And defeats the jellyfish after Sharkman intervenes by paralyzing it by hitting it in the back, I guess. Don't know how that works.
It looked like he grabbed it, but like grabbing something that big without being solid on the ground wouldn't do shit.
It wouldn't do shit.
thought
I
he
don't
just
care how good
poked it
a
with his
swimmer you are.
nose, like really hard. Like, he went nose first into it. I don't think he grabbed it. I think he just brought it up out of the water to attack.
He did
Um,
something.
And then Sharkman introduces himself as not a friend, but more like, a neutral party. Says like, thanks for taking care of them. I wouldn't have been able to done that. I don't bite off more than I can chew, right? Because shark, gotta have Sharkman puns. But
Don't worry, I'm not your enemy. Bye.
yeah, I was gonna say his
He
logout
goes like blah 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 when he leaves.
his logout noise is so stupid.
The second I heard that, I put it on Vegas, immediately clipped it.
Thank you. I need
There
that
you
clip.
go.
I need that clip. That's gonna
got
go
you.
in the
I got
intro.
you.
Thank you.
Why
But
did you make that sound?
I need you to understand. I was playing Harvestella while I was watching this show, right? So I'm sitting there farming my little plot of land. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh man, I got these cucumbers coming in tomorrow. I'm gonna get so much money. And then I hear just fucking, I had to pause. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Till next time, Mega Man. Sharkman logging out.
So Yuki,
Mm.
if Ginyu hurt you earlier, let me
Oh,
tell you,
God.
Don
No,
Brown's
no.
Sharkman is gonna hurt you because he's Mr. Satan, King Kai, Kibito Kai, Birder,
Oh.
and Shenron.
Yeah.
I got the eternal dragon, dude.
Yeah. State your
God
wish
damn.
as
State-
long as it's about fish.
State-
Otherwise, yeah, state your fish.
State.
your wish.
Oh my god, I can't breathe.
Your fish has been granted.
So after that, we get to the end of the episode. We cut to Masa on top of Tokyo Tower with his shark speared on the needle.
Is that actually Tokyo Tower?
It looks like it.
Wonderful.
Kyoto also has a communications tower like that. It's kind of in every big city, but I'm just calling it Tokyo Tower for simplicity's sake because everybody knows what
Sure.
Tokyo Tower looks like. And he's just staring off into the sunset, saying like, Land's gonna be a great man someday or something like that. And you get the hint that Masa is far more than just a fucking fish dude. Because how the hell did he leapt to the top of that tower like a dragoon and just
And he impaled the shark
Impaled the
on the
shark
tip of the
on the
antenna.
needle.
The dragoon.
Yeah.
Land's gonna be a
assign-
great man someday.
I'm
Him
a
and his
fantasy
3
job.
battle chips.
He's gonna do it great.
but
As long as I
How
keep
the
giving
all of them
him
Like
stupid
all of them
chips.
weirdly proportioned.
and then that's the end of episode 5. So Shorah, take us to episode 6.
This is going to be so fucking weird. Because episode 6 is actually not episode 6.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
In the
Yeah,
English dub, episode 6 is Ice Ice Baby. In the original Japanese run, episode 6 is our episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
What?
This episode is actually the Japanese episode 43.
Yeah. So
Oh, the lost episodes.
Correct. So for clarification, wow, I can't talk. Clarification's sake, why don't we just stick to the dubbed version of episode 6?
Yeah,
And-
no, I
yeah.
didn't watch the Japanese
Yeah.
episode 6. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Whenever we get to access, we might want to switch over to Japanese because that just has just straight up cut episodes and a lot
Right.
of like
Yeah.
cut scenes.
Right.
It's just such a weird fucking thing to see, and I wouldn't have known this until I was looking on the wiki just to see if there was any like weird shit that I might have missed. And seeing that in the episode listing numbers, for reference, the next 2 episodes after this are the same thing. Our episode 7 will be episode 44, and our episode 8 will be episode 45.
Mm-hmm.
This is just gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
So,
It is.
So, episode 6, Ice Ice Baby, also known as Sub-Zero Brawl in Japanese,
Oh, that sounds
is
cooler.
is effectively our closest like one-to-one with the game episode so far of this is just the events of the Scilab water shortage. So, Land, Dex, Melu, we start off with them leaving school.
Oh wait,
Uh,
hang on. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
I got one thing.
I got
or
one.
two
I,
things.
I got one thing too. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Already pumping the brakes.
Yeah, we got.
You don't have to
gotta,
water
Wait,
the
wait,
rocks,
wait. We
Sally.
gotta something very important. They don't have the really bad talking intro for this one because obviously it's later. And 2,
Oh yeah.
Let Yagami Hikari has finally enter the episodes, baby.
Correct.
About to get to that, yeah.
But hang
So,
on. I have one.
That's the fun thing.
I have one more thing. As we enter into the episode, we get a pan of the school, right, where the potted plants are, right, and you hear this background audio of a teacher telling the students to water the plants, and then you get this line. I'm going to read it exactly. You don't have to water the rocks, Sally. And Sally says, "Hang on,
It's a round flower.
it's a round flower." And then the teacher says, "Sure it is."
I 100% believe that was added by 4Kids, but that was the one good thing they've ever done, if they've ever done anything good, because that is fantastic.
I gotta think that they just like were they were just in production. They're like, we gotta have something in the background here, and the executives just like, I don't care, just put something in. They were like, oh, here we go.
It's shit like that that just makes me enjoy bad dubs like fucking ghost stories and shit.
It's so
Just-
good.
Ad libs like that are so fucking good.
So,
So,
I'm sorry. Continue, Shorah. Yeah.
Yeah, Landex and Mail are leaving the school, discussing, what they're gonna fucking do after school, when a kid runs past them and bumps into Lan. He drops a Waterworks access card, and Lan's going to go take it back to him, but, plot fucking twist, the kid gets into a car with fucking Maddie. It's Tori, the child of of Dr. Freud from Battle Network 1. A character I'm pretty sure you never see again after that.
Mm.
Yeah, because he's a really bad looking NPC Muppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tori does not actually exist in the games. He's just a generic classmate sprite.
Yeah.
I'll
Which
talk
is
about that more
extra
later.
funny. So that night, the waterworks get hacked, and suddenly all the water for Dentex City gets shut off. We flash forward to next day. Dex is waiting in this huge, long-ass line. Fucking Mail and, the other kids walk up. They're like, holy shit, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, there's just no water anywhere. I forgot to mention, but we get to see the water run out because Lan fucking runs out of a shower with soap still in his hair, which is
Gotcha cover.
just fucking great.
Thank you, Yuki. And also we get to see Lan's mom. Hi, Lan's mom.
And then literally the
Yeah.
next scene, he's got his hair like all cleaned up, so apparently he found some water somewhere.
He fucking found it somewhere. We get a short, brief scene of Mesa yelling at an employee.
It's so good. Oh my god.
He at one point makes the remark of, "What's next? Maybe I'll charge you for air."
I got the hang on. I got the exact line. So he says, "Don't talk to me like that, you lily-livered flounder face." Wow, I can't even do it right. Fish are like children to me. How'd you like it if I started charging you for air?
The implication that he uses store-bought water to, like, fill his fish tanks. I guess he would have to if, like, the water in his house ran out. But, like, he doesn't have a pond or something back there. He doesn't keep them naturally. He keeps them in a glass cage. Come on, Mesa. I thought you cared about your children.
So the kids head over to Yai's house because it turns out that she just has like a fucking year's worth of reserve water and like 1,700 fucking fountains. So
Of course,
She
she
just
does.
has like
good for her.
lay down that just connects to like a mainland or something.
Well,
Probably.
her father has, like, a reserve tank of water that's supposed to last, like, a year for their mansion. But, like, props
Turns
to
out that
Yai
rich
because she's
people are-
giving it out. Like,
Turns
way
out
to
that
go,
rich
Yai.
people are just doomsday preppers.
Absolutely.
I mean, she has
Like-
she has a bat cave, as we find out in this episode.
Giving Lan and
Yeah.
Dex water during this but this chain of events is the most useful thing that Yai has ever done, even in the games. Yai does
Yeah.
nothing in the game. She is now a better friend as of this episode than she ever was in any of the games.
Mm-hmm.
So
true.
they want to investigate what the hell's going on with the waterworks, but they can't because it turns out that you apparently would need a level 7 security license, which, hey, luckily for you, Yai just
Yai's
bought one
good.
for Glide, apparently.
What do you
Glide-
mean the government would sell special security access to particularly rich individuals who just want it for reasons? I can't believe that. What sort of social commentary is this?
Oh, wow. So Glide jacks into the waterworks, finds it frozen in ice, and then dies.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, he just.
Goodbye, Glad.
Then we get the funniest fucking sequence of events that I've ever seen. Where Yai goes, "There's no time, we have to go and fucking investigate, we have to go do this, everybody sit the fuck down!" And
That
suddenly
is very
they're just,
crass.
suddenly they're just going into the fucking Gundam tubes.
I was
couch.
I was humming the Big O theme as as they were going down the tubes to the jet powered car that she just happens to have on standby.
I was thinking more Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. Is that
Sure.
the show?
Yeah,
Or
I
whatever.
I was getting kind of Voltron vibes too. So yeah, turns out that the couches and her chair can just like slide down through some tubes and get inserted into a car, which is equally the coolest thing in the fucking world. And like, Jesus Christ, just go walk to a car.
well, so
It's cool and extra as hell.
yeah, like rule of cool triumphs everything, obviously, right? The cooler it is, the more
Right.
we're okay with letting it slide. But I want you to listener, do an experiment, right? Get like a paper towel tube or something long, right? And then try and drop a brick, not a sphere, just like a Lego brick or something, and see how well it works. Because that's kind of what would happen here. The couch would literally be banging off of the fucking tube, like get caught, maybe wedge itself. Then you've got kids stuck in a tube. They're gonna die. Like, I don't know. It's cool,
It's okay.
but it's stupid.
It's okay, Dex
127
can handle a
hours
little bit
Battle
more
Network
brain
Edition.
damage.
What'd you say, Jen?
127 hours Battle Network Edition.
Yeah.
It's the movie about that one guy who went hiking out in, like, I think
Oh,
some national
yeah,
park,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
got his arm caught between a rock and a cliffside, and he had to, like, cut it off.
You probably could get lost on Yai's property and just never be found.
Perhaps.
I'm on
that's the
hour
point.
80. I'm still in BN4. I might cut off my arm.
Hour 10 of the Freezeman scenario. I
The temptation
crave
to use
sweet
Buster
I
Max.
can't
Death.
find the red cure.
I just found out I need to go find heat data. I desire death.
The program told me he gave it to one of his friends, and that it's somewhere warm now. What?
Fucking hate Battle Network sometimes.
I hate the
so
Freezeman
glad
scenario,
to hate-
but I love hating the Freezeman scenario.
I'm so glad that I picked up the heat data before I even started all of that shit, because if I had to backtrack that far, I'd die. Anyway,
What the
so
fuck do you
okay.
mean I have to go back to Netopia? Fuck this.
So they get to the waterworks, and they head downstairs, encounter a security droid, but it's turned off. They're scared, but it turns out that it's turned off until Dex it in the face, and oh no, it's turned on now. But it's okay. He rides it like a bull, and then he manages to turn it off with Gutsman temporarily. I guess.
Dex is so like, I get he's supposed to be an idiot, but I cannot fathom, like, you find a robot, it's dormant, it's not bothering you, why would you hit it?
Right.
Like, I don't get it.
This was like
So
the
like
one
brain
good thing he
damage
got to
talking.
do. This was the one good thing Dex got to do so far. Like, he was helpful for once in turning off the robot, and then they took it away from him. I was a little mad.
Yes, he was so helpful in solving a problem he caused.
Yeah, I was about to say, he created this problem.
It's a
So
learning
Len-
experience.
Land jacks Megaman in, they find out that the waterworks system is frozen, and oh, lo and behold, Freezeman tries to kill Megaman, and Wackoman's also there, holding Glide
Freezeman?
hostage.
My
Oh, I'm sorry.
my
I'm
friend.
still stuck on the Freezeman scenario. It's Iceman.
It's Iceman.
It's
So
one of the 17 different ice-themed navies.
I do have a couple
Yeah,
notes
Freeze
here.
Man doesn't sound like a goon for Batman.
Yeah, he's got that smoker's long voice. But another line, or another thing that I want to call attention to is when Maddie discovers Mega Man in the system, she has a really bad line read, and I don't know if it's due to like
Oh, it's...
trying to time up with JP or whatever, but she says, and I'm gonna read it exactly. I timed the seconds. Don't tell me it's Mega Man. Like, there's this
it was such
pregnant
an awkward
pause.
line.
Yeah, I don't understand why it was read like that. And also,
And, like, she's...
oh, go
she
ahead.
said it so weirdly, like, quietly, too. She was like, don't tell me it's Mega Man.
Right. And Freud's voice actor, the guy that the team comes in and rescues and starts, helping, also has some really weird timing. And
Yeah.
the my theory is the Japanese, you when you're trying to do a dub, right? You have to try and match the timing of the JP as close as possible, or within a certain allowance of seconds, right?
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I'm helping out with QA on a video game called Ruins Magus. It's a really fun game. If you have a VR headset, go buy it. Anyways, and for the English QA, a lot of line reads had to be sped up in English because the JP version is short, and we have an allowance of 5 seconds plus or minus that we have to meet, or else it just doesn't fit and it gets cut off. So it's possible that's what's happening here. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Mega Man, not wanting Glide to get deleted, gets frozen, and as a result, Dex is going to jack Gutsman in, but that also turns the robot back on, so they have to suddenly run off. They manage to use the card to enter a room really quickly. That, lo and behold, Dr. Freud's there. They free him, they deal with the security droid off screen, and then suddenly it turns out that the purifying bacteria in the water are going to die. So they have to go and fucking bust open a bunch of pipes to help restore the water supply.
That's not how water purification works. But okay.
It is in the future.
We're using good bacteria to purify the water. Yeah, that sounds reasonable, I guess.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I will say, with Freud, he was given a much different role in this episode than he was in the games. And he is like the exact opposite of Lan's dad, where he's just like frequently there for his kid. It's like, I'm gonna bust apart the waterworks, I'm gonna commit sabotage, I'm gonna destroy my own hands, I'm gonna save my son, you can't stop me. He's like this.
Yeah,
Go for it.
They completely swapped the characters here, because in the games, the kid getting kidnapped is what causes Freud to fuck up the waterworks. In this, it's the kid fucking up the waterworks because his dad got kidnapped.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cutting to the Cyberverse, Mega Man fights Iceman temporarily, but then stops, right? Because Mega Man gets frozen. And then
and then
Clown Man, or not Clown
They-
it works,
Wacko
right?
Man.
It makes sense.
I fucking hate this
they
game.
they get the water turned back on. Yai and Melu go and find Tori. and Megaman fights Wackoman, who creates illusions to make him miss. But it's at the end of the episode, so like 5 minutes later, he uses Elect Sword to finish off Wackoman.
See, I thought those were supposed to be the dummies he has in his fight in BN1, but they just didn't want to draw those for whatever reason, so they just palette swapped the actual Wackoman.
I think that's what happened.
Thanks to this episode, Color Man got neutered.
Oh yeah, right in the balls. Got his ball chopped in half.
He got his ball sliced.
Yeah, you're right.
The colors are stored in the balls.
He actually used the electric sword, right?
We
So
can't.
whatever the fuck he did.
The spear, the giant extend, the power pole extend electro sword version on the jellyfish.
So we can't end this episode without talking about the puns. We hear "chill out." How can you be so cold to me? I scream, you scream, we all scream for iced Mega Man. That doesn't even make sense, but whatever.
It's just sad.
And you can't defeat us all, Frostface. Yeah, I didn't like this episode.
Yeah,
There's also some weird censorship in this episode.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
There's some weird censorship in this episode because when they're trying to open the last valve, it's like heavily rusted and stuck, and as a result, Dr. Freud's hand gets these like massive blisters on it in the Japanese, which they semi-edit out, but basically just airbrush to look like his skin's a little raw, but it's not blistered. It's such a weird little censorship change, but it is a change.
Yup.
Anyway, continue, Bio.
I like in the game where the first you wake up and you're like, oh, all the water's gone. That's weird. And then you walk to school and then some random guy walks past you and just tries to start like guzzling down this like purple water sewage.
Oh,
That's after
Water,
you think
must
you
drink,
fixed the
glug,
water.
glug, glug, dead.
Right.
You go through
So many
everything you
people
fixed to
die
try
in
and fix
BN1,
the
it's crazy.
Lan watches somebody commit suicide, unwillingly or no, and just goes, "Damn, that sucks."
Yeah, that happened.
You go up and walk up to his sprite, it's like he's not moving. And you're like, oh.
Did you know that nearly like perfect pure water is actually like so acidic it will melt through almost anything, including bones?
Damn.
I buy it.
I don't believe you, but I'm gonna check.
Pure water will actually kill you. It will sap the water cells from your body. There's a reason they use it for neutrino detectors.
Huh. Interesting. Well, it apparently like straight up, just pulls minerals out of your body. Well,
Imagine that Battle Network plot line with the waterworks. We've purified the water even more.
As opposed to just leaving a whole bunch of gunk in it, it's like overly purified now.
That's what Wiley should have done.
nope. We gotta launch the fucking life
Dex,
virus.
Are you alright?
All right. Well, that's the 5 episodes of the man. I can't talk today. I'm fucking done.
The Program Advanced Podcast closing out now. Thank
Yeah,
you
that's
for
how you-
watching.
that's how you
I'm
end
gonna
it.
go play Zelda.
That's how you
Double's got
end it.
glitches.
I'm glitching out, man. Happy Zelda launch day. We'll be back in I don't know how many weeks with the next 5 episodes. Thank you for watching. We love you all, and tell your friends about us. We're pretty cool, you know. Tell your friends about
You're
Bio.
alright.
Me? What?
I was gonna say tell your friends about Bio, who has a Twitch that you can go watch. Streams stuff like you cleared T, didn't you?
Clear T. Woo woo.
Congratulations.
Bam.
So if you like Final Fantasy
Bam.
14 and Kingdom Hearts, go watch him.
Blows me down.
Yuki streams is right now having a wonderful time in a Mega Man marathon.
I just finished BN3. I'm out of the padding.
The padding. What the?
Into
fuck?
BN4.
But you gotta
Welcome
play
to
the
BN3
other.
Is it's such a good game. Hello.
You gotta play the other BN because
Okay, how can you say sorry? No, I'm sorry, Double. How could okay? How can you say BN3 is padding and then go straight to 4? Huh?
Easy by speaking.
Bio hashtag triggered. It's okay, Bob. Stream Battle Network. I'll watch. I'll play along with you. We'll race.
Yeah.
This episode's done now. Bye.
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 Okay,
9/11
I'm
was bad.
I'm ending the recording.
We're-